Okay, Lee Carsley has been announced yesterday as the successor to Gareth Southgate by the FA on an interim basis. I find that a bit of a head scratcher, considering he is basically the FA's candidate from within. There were other candidates already under contract with other clubs and available they could have gone with. They decided to go with Lee Carsley on that interim basis. Now, during the last month, we do know that Pep Guardiola's contract is up at the end of this season in 2025. And there were reports coming out of the FA that he was the preferred guy that England wanted. We know there was interest shown in Eddie Howe, who's the Newcastle manager. We know that there were other available managers as well, both under contract or free and unattached to clubs, who have more experience than Lee Carsley in management. Now, the same was said about Gareth Southgate when he was appointed. Lack of managerial experience, not very successful at club level. Lee Carsley has got the job on an interim basis. I just find that a bit of an eyebrow raiser that he's only got it on the interim stopgap basis. He may end up getting the job full-time, depending on results. If results go really, really well and the players respond. And a lot of the players will know Lee Carsley from his time as an under-21s coach and would have played under him. So, in that regard, that potentially goes in his favour. This is sort of like an extended interview in a way. But it also gives the FA a bit more time to try and iron out a contract for another manager. Now, we do know that Guardiola is potentially the favourite to get the job full-time when his contract expires at Man City. He's made no secret of the fact he wants to get into international management. Klopp has stated as well that he wants to take a little break away from football, but has also hinted at his desire to get into international management. Potentially talks have been had with both those parties. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how results go in September when they're in the next international window, and we'll see if Lee Carsley can nail down the job full time. It could be that they are giving them this extended kind of job interview to see how results go. But I do find it funny and a bit interesting. Funny is the wrong word, but I do find it interesting that he's only got the job on an interim basis. I do find that surprising. And what happens after this interim basis? Does he go back to the under-21s on a full-time basis? Or if it doesn't work out, does he lose his job within the FA and then they have to find a replacement for Lee Carsley within the FA? It is an interesting one. I think most likely the FA wants to get Guardiola in before another nation or another big club picks up Guardiola at the end of his contract next year. Guardiola's made no hints that he wants to stay at Man City. So that'll be interesting. And of course, Jurgen Klopp is also still available, considering he wants to take a break away from football for a while after 8 years at Liverpool. But he lives in the UK, he understands English football, and he is available. So it'll be interesting to see if one of those two doesn't come into the picture. We know that there are some other managers available out there. And there are some other FA targets that are currently under contract at various clubs. Eddie Howe was a prime favourite with the bookmakers early on at Newcastle United. So there is still room for this story to develop, and we'll have to see how Lee Carsley does on an interim basis. It'll be very interesting to see how those results pan out, and also the relationship with the press as well. If Lee Carsley gets onto a good run with the England senior team, the FA may decide to keep him on a full-time basis. In that regard, similar to Gareth Southgate, promotion from within. It's a lot less tricky to promote from within. You already know what style of play the coach has, tactics, rapport with players. It's a big gamble to bring in someone from outside. We saw that with Sam Allardyce last time for England. It was a disaster. So this could be a stroke of genius by the FA to give Carsley a bit of time to bed in. But we shall see. But I do find it a bit surprising that he's only got it on an interim basis. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on Lee Carsley's appointment as interim head coach of the England national side. And I'll have some more content for you guys very, very soon.